Welcome to the Authentically Social Podcast. My name's Corey Perlman, and I'm here with my wife, Jessica Perlman. In the past, it was perfectly acceptable to pay no attention to what's going on behind the curtain. But today, that's exactly what your audience wants to see. This podcast unpacks tried and true principles to put culture, community, and connection at the core of your digital strategy. Let's get going. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Authentically Social. My name's Corey. This is Jess. And we've got another one for you today that has really been a big part of my recent speaking engagements and getting people to be more authentic on social. So I'm super excited about this one. What do we got?
All right. Well, yeah. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. And today our Authentically Social principle is we don't do business with professions. We do business with people. And as you're thinking about this today, I think with our social media mantra, something to keep in the back of your mind is be yourself because everyone else is taken. So Corey, whenever you're thinking about the difference between professions and people, how would you pull that together or encourage people to show up on social?
Yeah, so you and I recently, we did a presentation together. We were getting people to try Reels for the first time, one of Instagram's newer features. And one thing that we did with a lot of research of watching a lot of content on social is getting above the noise is really difficult. There's a lot going on out there. So part of getting your videos viewed by more people is bringing more of yourself to your social and doubling down on what your strengths are. So the first exercise that we had people do is look at a bunch of words that they're known for. And words like spontaneous or energetic or funny or silly, or what is it, on the fly? What's that word? I already said that, but spontaneity but things that you can do, things that you double down on about yourself, and using those words to have those literally like on a sticky note or somewhere near you before you go on camera. And so if I had to think of some of those words for myself, authentic is one that comes to mind. Like, don't try to be stuffy and come in here with a suit on or whatever. Relaxed is part of my kind of thing that people think of me on. Value rich. Like, I'm going to come with something that I've thought of that I think is going to really help people. I'm not going to just phone it in, things like that. So reminding myself of those words is really important to bring that to every video that I create. And we coach people on bringing those words out of them on every video that they do. Again, if you are quick-witted, and maybe is the word I was thinking of, and you're able to think on the fly, I'm not very good at that, then use that. If you are just super enthusiastic, don't phone it in on your video. We talk to a lot of travel advisors and they're at a beautiful resort or something like that. And they're just kind of dull and boring because they think that that's what they're supposed to be. No. Show yourself, be yourself out there, and that's going to get more people watching. At the same token, if that's not you and you're not super enthusiastic and energetic, instead you're very thoughtful and very detail oriented and very clear on your message, then be that person. But make sure that you come across as yourself, because when you're yourself, more people are going to enjoy the message.
Yeah, I think this is really important, especially whenever we're diving into this world where video is taking over. And there are people who might not be comfortable on the camera to begin with. And then if you're asking someone who's already not comfortable on the camera to point and shoot and dance and do all these trending, what might be looked at as trending things on social media, then you're really putting them in a position where they're like, this feels awkward. Like, it's going to be more difficult to get your point across and to come across, as your authentic self, and for people to really see you as relatable and pull that information in and get something from your content if you're not able to just present it in the way that makes the most sense of who you are and what you represent. So when some of those words that we think of, with Corey, he said, he always says on stage, he's not funny. and then everyone laughs. I think it's like his little,
My way of being funny.
it's his way of being funny. But the key here is that when you are in that authentic energy and self, then you come across on social. And then that's where people really get to know the true you. You build that trust and credibility. So it's a little bit of a relationship building process too.
Yeah, and you're right. I think another word that comes to mind for me is sort of, I don't know if it's self-effacing or like, humility or whatever, but you're sort of like I'm not trying to be funny or whatever, or I'll pick on myself or whatever. And that tends to work best is when they truly believe that I don't think I am. And therefore, and I think that is part of it. That's like, but that's another session altogether. But another thing to think about on this, and the reason we use this chapter as saying people don't do business with professions, they do business with you. I think about a lot of our clients, like our periodontist clients. I think about that people don't want to go have surgery on their mouths from a professional or from a periodontist. They want to know who you are. I mean, this is a big deal. This person's about to like do a procedure that's going to impact the rest of my life. So to know that this person is super educated, super enthusiastic about what they do, personable, cares, all these things. How does that come off on a white paper or something like that? It doesn't. We got to get them on video. That's just the bottom line. And so we encourage all of our clients, whether they're doctors, whether they're attorneys, whether they're trainers, it doesn't matter whether they own a brick and mortar down the street, get in front of the camera, let people see you. Generally speaking, people don't do business with professions, they do business with humans, with people. And the best of you comes out on the camera, and I think that's huge. So I think it's super important to make sure that video is a huge part of your social media mix. And that when you are doing video, that you're putting yourself out there as much as you can.
It really goes back to the idea that we've talked about before with humanizing the brand. And if every, we say something like every three talk about we. So every third post that you do on social, if you are showing a face of some sort, I really think it does a good job of building that trust. And then they get to start to see the people behind the brand. And a lot of times when you have like some of these like hardcore loyalty people out there, it's not like I'm loyal to this brand because of, it may be because of the product, but a lot of times it's because of the people who are behind the product or the mission that's behind the business. And while we all have mission statements in our business, it's hard to get that mission across without showing actionable things like community involvement, the team that's back there putting together the product. It really goes full circle in that way that we're taking out the idea of the profession and putting those people in its place.
Yeah. So just to kind of put a kind of nail in it, just a quick little story, I think about just some of our clients over the years and how video has really brought their personality to life. I think of Dr. Tom McCauley, one of our periodontists, very, very serious profession, right? Like, I mean, and when you look at him, he's in his white coat, he looks like a serious dude. And he is when he's, doing surgery, very, very serious, but he's hilarious. He is one of the funniest people I know. And I can tell that helps with his patients just to relax them and let them know that it's okay and that you're going to be okay. And boy, does that come across on his videos. So that's one example with him. And then, another one I think about is, the braces guy that you'll see on TikTok. And he's killing it out there. And this is somebody who is putting braces typically on young people. And it can be a very scary and traumatic event for a young person. And to be able to quickly go to TikTok and see this guy, his energy, his passion, his thoughtfulness on his videos on protecting your teeth and your braces and everything that you can do. He obviously brings a lot of levity and humor and creativity. He really just relaxes you way before you've ever gone in there. And I just think it's a brilliant example of using your own personality to show your differences versus everybody else. And I just think that's super powerful. So to the extent that you can, and this is where I'll say, I'm kind of stealing your thunder, Jess, but the action I want you to take from this particular topic is pick your 3 words. What are the 3 words that you're known for? What do people, when they talk about you, what do they say about you? What are those traits, those characteristics that have shown throughout your life? I want you to use those, to double down on those on your next video on social. I want you to get into a rhythm of creating video content for your digital marketing, if you're not already, but really just try to be more consistent than anything else. I think we're good on this. So go out and do it. Tag us on social so we can see your videos if you take action on this, and we'd be happy to provide you some feedback as well. So until next time, we'll see you later. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening. We're over here giving you a digital high five for completing another episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to take a screen grab and share it across your social media. Don't forget to tag us at Corey Perlman Speaks. I hope we can stay connected by following each other, as we are excited to see more of your social media journey.